Listen, it's time to stop chasing validation from the world and start giving yourself the value you deserve. Biceps. Every single day, you pour your energy into pleasing others, fitting in, and proving your worth, but have you ever paused to ask yourself, what about me? Stop seeking validation, because the moment you start living for approval, you give away your power. The truth is, most people spend their lives chasing acceptance from others who are too busy trying to be accepted themselves. You post for likes, you speak for applause, you move to impress, but deep down, you forget who you are without the noise. Seeking validation is like chasing a shadow. The more you run after it, the further it slips away. Real peace begins when you stop needing others to confirm what you already know within. 8. When you live for validation, you become a prisoner of opinions. One compliment lifts you up, one criticism breaks you down. You become addicted to praise and allergic to rejection. You start making choices not because they align with your purpose, but because they keep others happy. That's not growth, that's surrender. The truth is, no one's opinion of you can define your destiny. People will talk no matter what you do, so why not do what makes your soul feel alive? The world will never fully understand your path, because it wasn't meant for them. Your dreams, your struggles, your journey, they're personal. Every time you depend on someone's approval, you hand them control over your direction. You start dimming your light just to fit in with people who are afraid of shining. You sacrifice your uniqueness to please those who don't even appreciate authenticity. But here's the reality, the ones who truly matter will respect you more when you stop performing and start being real. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're enough. You are enough, right now, as you are. You don't need to earn your worth. You were born with it. It's not found in likes, followers, or compliments. It's not measured by the car you drive or the job title you hold. It's measured by the courage to be yourself when the world wants you to be someone else. When you finally understand that, you stop chasing people and start chasing purpose. There will always be those who doubt you, criticize you, or fail to see your value. Let them. Their inability to recognize your worth doesn't reduce it, it reveals their limitations, not yours. Don't waste your energy trying to prove yourself to small minds. Focus on building yourself instead. The louder you try to convince people of your value, the quieter your true power becomes. But when you stand firm in who you are, when you walk with quiet confidence, your presence speaks volumes. Validation from others feels good, but self-respect feels better. The applause fades, the approval disappears, but the peace of knowing you stayed true to yourself lasts forever. You don't need to be liked by everyone, you just need to be proud of the person looking back at you in the mirror. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's awareness. It's knowing your strengths, accepting your flaws, and moving forward regardless of judgment. When you stop seeking validation, you start attracting it naturally. People respect those who respect themselves. You become magnetic not because you try to please everyone, but because you carry an energy that says, I don't need permission to be me. That's power. That's freedom. So from today, stop asking for acceptance. Start giving yourself approval. You owe it to yourself to walk boldly in your truth, because the only validation you ever needed was your own. Focus on your own growth, because the greatest investment you will ever make is in yourself. Too often, people waste precious time watching others, comparing journeys, and doubting their own progress. They look at someone else's success and feel behind, not realizing that every path has its own timing. Growth doesn't happen overnight, it happens in silence, in effort, and in patience. When you shift your energy from comparison to concentration, everything changes. What you water grows, so water your own dreams, not someone else's. The world is full of distractions. Every notification, every opinion, every trend pulls your attention away from your purpose. Focus is not just about working hard, it's about directing your energy toward what truly matters. You can't grow if your attention is scattered. The person who learns to control their focus controls their future. Discipline is born in moments when no one is watching, when you choose to study instead of scroll, to plan instead of procrastinate, to build instead of brag. Every small choice builds momentum towards something greater. Growth means accepting that your journey might not look like anyone else's. Some people bloom early, others take time, but a late bloom is still a bloom. Never let impatience make you abandon something that could have changed your life. Keep moving forward, even if the progress feels invisible. The seed planted in silence grows roots before it breaks through the soil. Your results may not show today, but your effort is working beneath the surface. Don't quit before the miracle happens. When you focus on your growth, you stop comparing yourself to others and start competing with your past self. You measure success not by how far ahead someone else is, but by how much stronger, wiser, and more disciplined you've become. Every failure becomes a lesson, every setback becomes a teacher, and every obstacle becomes an opportunity to evolve. Growth is not about perfection, it's about progress. Even small steps forward matter because motion creates direction. Focusing on your growth also means protecting your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your mind or your time. Some people will distract you, some will drain you, and others will doubt you, but you don't have to carry their weight. Stay in environments that inspire growth, not gossip. Surround yourself with people who push you to improve, not those who pull you into comfort. Growth and comfort never coexist. You must be willing to be uncomfortable long enough to become unstoppable. Every great achiever started where you are, uncertain, nervous, and learning as they went. The difference is they stayed focused when others gave up. They understood that consistency beats intensity. You don't have to do everything perfectly, you just have to keep showing up. The results will come when your effort becomes a habit, not a temporary burst of motivation. Focus is the bridge between dreams and reality, and growth is what carries you across. When you focus on yourself, you begin to notice your own potential. You discover strengths you didn't know you had, and you learn to silence the inner critic that once held you back. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and realize that the perfect moment is now. Growth is messy, painful, and slow, but it's worth it. Every challenge you overcome builds character. Every season of struggle prepares you for the success that's coming. So stay focused. Stop looking left and right, your direction is forward. Your purpose needs your full attention. Don't let distraction steal your destiny. Keep planting, keep working, keep believing. The world may not notice your growth today, but one day, your results will speak louder than any doubt ever could. Believe in your worth, because everything in your life begins with how you see yourself. If you don't believe you deserve success, love, peace, or happiness, you will unconsciously push it away every time it comes near. The truth is, your self-worth sets the standard for how others treat you, how you make decisions, and how far you go in life. You attract what you believe you're worthy of. When you know your worth, you stop begging for attention and start walking with quiet confidence. You stop chasing what's not meant for you and start attracting what aligns with your value. Many people underestimate themselves because they've been told they're not enough. Society, critics, even families sometimes plant seeds of doubt that grow into insecurity. But those voices don't define your truth. The world doesn't decide your value, you do. You were born with worth. You were born with potential, purpose, and power. No one can take that away unless you hand it to them. You don't have to prove your value, you just have to own it. When you truly believe in yourself, you no longer ask, am I good enough? Instead, you say, I am becoming the best version of myself. Believing in your worth doesn't mean arrogance, it means self-respect. It means recognizing your strengths while accepting your flaws with grace. It means not settling for less than you deserve just to feel wanted. Too often, people stay in places, jobs, or relationships that drain them because they fear they won't find better. But when you know your worth, you stop clinging to what hurts you. You trust that letting go will create space for something greater. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that doesn't respect you back. Self-worth also influences how you face challenges. When you value yourself, failure doesn't destroy you, it refines you. You understand that mistakes don't define your value, they develop your strength. You stop viewing rejection as proof of unworthiness and start seeing it as redirection towards something better. Every setback becomes a test of belief, a chance to prove that you trust your worth even when things don't go your way. Confidence isn't built when everything is easy, it's built when you keep standing tall in the storm, knowing you still matter, even in your lowest moments. Believing in your worth requires discipline. It means speaking kindly to yourself when your mind tries to replay old insecurities. It means setting boundaries with people who don't appreciate your presence. It means celebrating your small wins instead of only recognizing big ones. You don't need to wait until you've achieved everything to feel valuable. you're valuable now, in the middle of the process, growing and learning every day. When you carry self-worth, you stop comparing yourself to others because you realize no one can replace you. You were designed with unique gifts, experiences, and purpose. Your journey can't be duplicated, so why compete? Instead of comparing, start creating. Instead of doubting, start doing. Believe that what's meant for you will find you, not because you're lucky, but because you're worthy. Belief in your worth is the foundation of all success. Without it, even the best opportunities can slip through your fingers, because you won't have the confidence to seize them. But with it, you become unstoppable. You make decisions with clarity, carry yourself with pride, and inspire others to see their value too. Your worth is not a negotiation, it's a truth. The day you decide to believe it fully is the day your life begins to change. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone, just remind yourself who you are. You are capable, deserving, and enough, always have been, always will be. Work in silence and let results speak, because real growth doesn't need an audience, it needs commitment. Too many people waste their energy trying to show the world what they're doing instead of focusing on actually doing it. They talk about their dreams more than they work for them, and they end up stuck in the illusion of progress. Silence is powerful. It protects your focus, shields your energy, and keeps your goals away from unnecessary opinions. When you move quietly, no one can interrupt what they can't see. The loudest person in the room isn't always the most successful, the most consistent one is. Every champion, every leader, every person who made a difference learned the value of patience and privacy. They understood that success doesn't come from shouting about your plans, it comes from grinding in private while everyone else is distracted. When you work in silence, your effort builds momentum. You're not doing it for attention or validation, you're doing it because you have a purpose that runs deeper than applause. There's a special kind of strength in staying quiet while you build. People might underestimate you, overlook you, or doubt you, and that's fine. Their silence gives you freedom. It gives you the space to fail privately, to grow without judgment, to rebuild yourself without pressure. Not everything needs to be shared, not every move needs to be announced. Some of the most powerful breakthroughs happen when no one is watching. When your focus shifts from being seen to becoming better, your growth becomes unstoppable. Working in silence also builds discipline. It trains you to rely on yourself, not on the praise of others. When you stop needing recognition to keep going, you become dangerous, because you've learned to be self-motivated. You no longer need someone clapping for you to keep moving forward, your drive comes from within. This is where true transformation happens. You start to realize that the only competition that matters is the one between who you are and who you're becoming. The world glorifies instant results, but real success takes time. It's built in quiet mornings, late nights, sacrifices, and decisions no one else sees. That's why working in silence is so important. It keeps you focused on the process, not the praise. It reminds you that consistency will always speak louder than words. When your results finally appear, they'll tell a story so powerful that you won't have to say a thing. The results will speak for themselves, and they'll speak louder than any explanation ever could. There's also wisdom in silence. It keeps people guessing, it keeps your energy protected, and it allows your progress to unfold naturally. Not everyone around you wants to see you win, some just want to know your plans so they can doubt them. Silence becomes your shield. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your vision, your success will be the answer. Keep your circle small, your focus sharp, and your goals private until they become undeniable. When you choose to work quietly, you also develop humility. You realize that the journey isn't about impressing others but about improving yourself. You don't have to broadcast your moves, the universe rewards those who stay committed, not those who stay loud. Every step you take in silence brings you closer to the life you're building. The satisfaction of seeing results after long hours of unseen effort is far greater than temporary applause. So stay patient, stay silent, and stay consistent. Let your actions echo louder than your words. People may doubt you now, but one day they'll ask how you did it. And you won't have to explain, your success will do the talking. That's the beauty of working in silence. You build quietly, but when it's time to rise, the world won't be able to ignore the noise your results make. Rebuild your mindset and rise, because true strength doesn't come from never falling, it comes from rising every time you do. Life will test you. It will knock you down, break your plans, and challenge your faith. But every setback carries a hidden message. You are being shaped, not shattered. The pain you feel today is not punishment, it's preparation. The people who rise to greatness are not the ones who never fall, but the ones who refuse to stay down. They rebuild their minds before they rebuild their lives. Your mindset is the foundation of everything. You can't create a new life with the same old thoughts. If your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, you'll keep attracting situations that reflect that energy. That's why rebuilding your mindset is the first step to rising again. You have to shift your focus from what went wrong to what you can learn. You have to stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me?" Every obstacle is a lesson in disguise, an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Rebuilding your mindset means taking control of your inner dialogue. The voice inside your head can be your biggest enemy or your greatest ally. If you constantly tell yourself you can't, you'll live within the limits of that belief. But if you remind yourself that you can, that you will, and that you're capable of starting again, your entire world begins to change. Thoughts shape reality. When you start thinking differently, you start living differently. It's easy to stay stuck in the past, replaying mistakes or holding onto regrets, but that doesn't serve you. The past is a place of reference, not residence. You can't move forward while staring in the rearview mirror. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know then, and focus on what you can do now. The greatest comeback always begins with forgiveness, not just of others, but of yourself. Rebuilding also means embracing patience. Growth is not immediate, healing takes time. You won't transform overnight, and that's okay. Every day you choose to get up, you're rebuilding. Every moment you choose positivity over despair, discipline over laziness, faith over fear, you're getting stronger. The process is slow, but it's powerful. Brick by brick, thought by thought, habit by habit, you're constructing a stronger version of yourself. When life knocks you down, it's tempting to believe that you've failed permanently. But falling isn't failure, quitting is. Every successful person you admire has fallen more times than they've risen, but they never stayed down. They learned to rebuild, to realign, and to keep going. You have that same power. You can rewrite your story at any moment. You can start again, wiser, braver, and more determined than before. Rising again is not about pretending everything is fine, it's about facing what's broken and choosing to rebuild it. It's about believing that no matter how dark the night is, the sun will rise again, and so will you. Life is not about avoiding storms, it's about learning to stand tall in the rain. The challenges that were meant to destroy you can become the very tools that build you if you choose the right mindset. So rise. Not because it's easy, but because you deserve to see what's on the other side of your struggle. Stand tall with the wisdom your pain has given you. Rebuild your mind so that no matter how hard life hits, you know you can recover. Strength doesn't come from what you have, it comes from what you've overcome. You've made it through every bad day you thought you couldn't, and that alone proves that you're stronger than you think. Keep going, keep rebuilding, and keep rising, because your story isn't over yet.